She was starving, invisible, forgotten by the world. But one moment, one birthmark, changed everything. From hunger to headlines, from abandoned to billionaire. This is Maya's story, and it begins with an empty stomach. Maya's stomach twisted in protest, growling so loud it almost echoed off the marble walls of the hotel behind her. She clutched her belly, more out of habit than comfort. Hunger had long stopped being a stranger. It was now her most loyal companion. The Trans Hilton towered behind her, its revolving doors spinning with suits, heels, and the scent of expensive perfume. To Maya, it was another planet, one where people didn't worry about their next meal or which street corner was safest to sleep on. Her shirt was torn at the collar. Her slippers, one broken, the other too small, slapped against the pavement like weak applause every time she moved. "Please, just a little," she murmured. Her voice, hoarse from days without food, barely carried past the security post. She tried again, louder this time. "Sir, just small money for food." A tall man in a navy suit walked past. He didn't even blink. Another woman, designer bag swinging at her side, clutched it tighter as she passed, still invisible, until he arrived. The black Mercedes purred like a predator as it pulled up to the curb. From the back seat stepped Amechi Okafor, oil tycoon, telecom giant, and arguably the most powerful man in Nigeria not holding office. He adjusted his gold watch, the kind that probably cost more than Maya had seen in her entire life. His presence swallowed the space around him. Even the hotel guards straightened up. Maya's eyes locked on him. This was her shot. She darted forward. Her slippers slapped hard now, desperate. "Sir, please. I haven't eaten in 2 days. Please, just something. Anything." He barely looked at her. "Security," he called, already annoyed. A guard approached fast. Maya instinctively raised her arm to protect herself, and that's when it happened. Her sleeve slipped down. A small gasp escaped the tycoon's lips. There, just above her left shoulder blade, was a crescent-shaped birthmark. Dark, unique, familiar. Amechi froze. The world around him seemed to vanish. His briefcase hit the ground with a dull thud. Where did you get that?" he whispered, voice hollow. Maya blinked. "Get what?" "That mark," he said again, louder now. That birthmark." She tugged the sleeve up quickly, heart racing. I was born with it, sir." Amechi's skin went pale. He looked like he'd seen a ghost. "What's your name?" he asked, barely breathing. "Maya," she replied, stepping back slightly. "Maya." He repeated it, almost reverently. "How old are you?" 20, she said. Silence. His expression changed, from confusion to shock, then something deeper. Recognition. "Get in the car." "What?" Maya stepped away again. "No, sir. I don't want any trouble. I just wanted food." "You're not in trouble," he said gently, softer than anyone had ever spoken to her in years. "I'll buy you food, as much as you want, but we need to talk." They sat across from each other in the Hilton's rooftop restaurant, the Abuja skyline sparkling behind them like a postcard. Maya stared at the steaming plate of jollof rice, untouched. She couldn't eat, not with this man watching her, like she held all the answers to a question he was terrified to ask. "Tell me about your family," he finally said, pushing his food aside. Maya scoffed. "What family?" "I grew up in the system, in and out of shelters. Since I was 18, I've been on the streets. My mom died when I was born. My dad, nobody knows." Amechi's fingers trembled around his glass. He leaned in, voice barely above a whisper. "Maya, I need to tell you something, and it's going to sound crazy, She raised an eyebrow. Sir, you dragged a homeless girl into a 5-star restaurant and haven't touched your food. We passed crazy 5 minutes ago. For the first time, he smiled. You remind me of someone. Who? My wife. Her name was Aduni. She died 20 years ago in a car crash. Maya didn't respond. She just watched him, wary. She had that same birthmark, same place, same shape, identical. The silence between them grew heavy. I think you're my daughter, he said at last. Maya's fork clattered onto her plate. You're serious? She whispered. I never saw the body, Amici continued. I was told she died, pregnant, while I was away on business. Her brother handled everything. Maya swallowed hard. Are you saying he lied to you? I don't know, but I need to find out. Kunle's house stood tall in Maitama, polished, expensive, but there was something cold about it, like a museum holding haunted memories. You brought her here? Kunle asked, eyes locked on Maya. She has the birthmark, Kunle. Aduni's mark. Kunle's face went pale. He dropped into the nearest chair. I was wondering when this day would come. What are you talking about? Amici's voice cracked. Sit, Kunle said. Both of you. Maya sat slowly, heart pounding in her chest. Aduni didn't die in a car accident, Kunle whispered. She was murdered. Maya's entire body went cold. Her mouth moved, but no sound came out. She looked at Kunle, then at Amici, both men pale and trembling, like ghosts confronting their pasts. Murdered, Amici finally choked out. That's not possible. I saw the accident report. You gave it to me. I forged it, Kunle replied, calmly, too calmly. To protect her, to protect the baby. Maya blinked. Protect me from... What? Kunle took a slow, shaking breath. From your father. The silence was instant, deafening. Maya's chest tightened. What do you mean? Aduni found out some things that could have destroyed Ameci's empire. She came to me, terrified, pregnant, determined to expose everything. That's not true. Amici shot up from his seat. I loved her. She had documents, Kunle snapped. She showed them to me. Evidence of embezzlement, arms deals. That's a lie. She said she was going to the press, said she didn't care about the fallout, that your name didn't matter to her anymore, that what mattered was protecting the child inside her. Maya covered her mouth with her hands. Her breath came in short, ragged bursts. I tried to hide her, Kunle whispered. I begged her to wait, but it was too late. He paused. His voice cracked. Damola got to her first. Maya's world swayed. Damola. She had never heard the name before, but something about it sent a chill down her spine, like a shadow had entered the room. Amici staggered back a step. You're telling me Damola kidnapped her? Kunle nodded. Held her in a remote village for months. She gave birth there. To you, Maya. And then, his voice failed him. Maya whispered, he killed her. Kunle closed his eyes. He let you live. Said the baby wasn't a threat, that you'd die in the system anyway. He left you with my housemaid, Fatima. I arranged everything, papers, new names. Then Fatima died, and I lost you. Maya couldn't breathe, couldn't blink. I've been searching for you for years, Kunle said, voice barely audible. But you disappeared. I was living under bridges, she spat, eating out of trash cans while you sat in this fancy house. I was protecting you. No, you were protecting your lies. She stood so fast, her chair toppled behind her, her fists clenched at her sides, body shaking. You all failed her. My mother. 2 days later, Maya sat in a silk robe in a guest room bigger than any space she'd ever lived in. She hadn't left the compound. couldn't. The walls felt like they were watching her. The ghosts of a past she never knew surrounded her, suffocating her with every breath. There was a knock. She didn't answer. The door creaked open anyway. A young man stepped inside, tray in hand, smile cautious. "I brought food," he said. Maya blinked. He was tall, clean-cut, probably her age. His eyes were kind. He placed the tray gently on the table. "I'm Kem," he added, unsure. "Amechi's son." Her breath hitched. "His son?" "Stepson," he corrected quickly. "My mom married him when I was 5. He's been a father to me, though." Maya stayed quiet. Kem stepped closer, then stopped. "You look familiar." She turned away. They didn't speak much that first night, but the next day, he came back, and the next, with food, with stories, with a quiet presence that Maya hadn't known she needed. Kem made her laugh. That was the dangerous part. He wasn't like the others, not wrapped in politics or secrets or fake smiles. He asked questions. He listened. He told her she was strong. "I can't imagine surviving what you did," he said once, eyes soft. "You're tougher than anyone I know." Maya shrugged. "You do what you have to do." They sat side by side on the guest house balcony, stars blinking above. "I think Amechi believes you're his daughter," Kem said gently. She nodded. "It's complicated. That would make us—" He paused. "Siblings," she finished, but her voice faltered. Something in her chest twisted every time she looked at him. She hated it. Maya met Tunde at a cafe in Bruce. He was smooth, confident, and flashy in a way Kem wasn't. Expensive sneakers, loud laugh, a shiny sports car parked just outside. "I heard about your situation," he said with a smirk. Maya raised an eyebrow. "Oh, the beggar-turned-billionaire situation." He chuckled. "Something like that. Must be overwhelming." "You could say that. If you ever need someone who understands how complicated, powerful families can be." He leaned in, voice soft. "I'm here." She smiled. He was charming, and for the first time in a long time, she felt seen. So when he asked her out, she said yes. She was 20, and she'd never been kissed. But while Maya laughed with Tunde in the city, far away, in a hidden office filled with secrets, Damola watched everything. "She's getting too close to the boy." He snapped, pacing. Tunde stood quietly nearby, uncomfortable. "She's just lonely, Dad. I don't care what she is. I care what she knows. That girl is Amechi's daughter, the key to everything." Tunde looked away. "You killed her mother," he muttered. "I protected our legacy," Damola snarled. "Aduni was going to destroy everything. The company, the politicians, our future. And now? Now you marry her." Tunde's heart dropped. "What?" "You marry her, win her trust, gain control of her inheritance. She doesn't even know she's worth anything." "But she is," Damola growled. "Aduni left everything in a will. A safety deposit box that can only be opened with her daughter's DNA." Tunde stepped back, sickened. "You want me to steal her life? I want you to secure our future." Tunde didn't sleep that night. He lay in bed thinking of Maya's laugh, of her voice when she talked about dreams, about freedom, about hope. He had come to her with a mission, but somewhere along the way, he fell in love. Ngozi sat at her vanity, brushing her hair in long measured strokes. Her reflection was calm, controlled, but inside, a war was brewing. "A daughter," she repeated, as though the word had betrayed her. Amechi stood across the room, pacing like a caged lion. "I know it's hard to believe, but everything fits. The birthmark, the age, her spirit. She's like Aduni." Ngozi set the brush down with a sharp click. Did you do a DNA test? I don't need one, he said softly. I know. She's mine. Ngosi's heart froze. All these years, all the sacrifices, all the silent wars she'd fought for this family, for him, and now a stranger, a girl from the streets, threatened it all. What does this mean for our children? She asked, voice brittle. It doesn't change anything, he replied. Too fast, too flat. I love them all equally. That was a lie, and they both knew it. Since Maya's arrival, Amici had changed, softer, quieter. His eyes lingered on Maya the way they used to linger on old photographs of Aduni. After he left the room, Ngozi picked up her phone. The number she dialed answered on the first ring. It's me, she whispered. We have a problem. Damola's voice came through the line, calm, cold. I know about the girl. She's dangerous. She's a threat. She can't be allowed to inherit. Your children are safe, Damola assured her, but I need you to help me. What do you want? Find out everything, her habits, her weaknesses, who she trusts, who she doesn't. Ngozi looked over at the wedding photo on her dresser, her smiling face beside Ameci's. She used to believe that love was protection. Now she understood. Love was power, and she wasn't going to lose hers. I'll find out, she said. Good, because if she becomes a problem, she'll disappear, just like her mother. Maya wasn't looking for answers that day. She was just cleaning, sorting out files in Ameci's private study, organizing the past into neat little folders. Then she found it. Bank statements, transaction logs, shipping records. She froze. The documents felt hot in her hands. Her eyes darted across figures, dates, locations. Her heart thundered in her chest. It was real. All of it. The charities, the weapons, the offshore accounts. This wasn't just some tragic misunderstanding. Her mother had died trying to expose it. Her father had built an empire on lies. Maya sank into the leather chair, breath shaking. Her mother had warned them. She tried to stop it, and she had died for it. Maya? Kem's voice startled her. He stepped into the room, eyes going straight to the open folders. What are you doing? Maya held up the papers with trembling fingers. Your father is a criminal, she whispered. Kem didn't speak. He walked to her, sat across the desk, and took the documents. His face went pale as he read. This is worse than I thought, he said softly. You knew? I suspected. I've seen things. Transfers. People coming and going in the middle of the night. But this is undeniable. I thought you were my brother. He looked up. Are we sure about that? She swallowed. Their hands touched. Neither of them moved. The door slammed open. Ameci stormed in. What are you doing with those documents? Maya stood, rage igniting her veins. She faced him with the truth in her fists. I'm learning about my mother, she said, about why she died. You don't understand the context. I understand enough. Her voice cracked like thunder. You stole from the people. You sold weapons. My mother is dead because of you. His mouth opened, closed. She was going to expose you, and you let her die. I didn't kill her. No, but you built the world that did. He looked shattered. I've tried to make up for it. The scholarships, the hospitals. You think money makes it okay? No, it doesn't. The room fell into silence. Maya turned her back on him. I need time. The lake behind Kunle's house shimmered beneath the fading sun. Maya found him sitting there, alone, like always. I've been waiting for you, he said. She sat down beside him. The wind tugged at her curls. She didn't speak. I know what you're going to ask, Kunle said. And yes, there's more. Maya closed her eyes. Of course there is. Your mother came to me the night before she died. She was scared, and not just because of Amechi. What do you mean? There was something else. A letter. A confession. He looked at her, eyes filled with a pain that had no words. Maya, Amechi isn't your father. Her stomach dropped. I am. The world stopped spinning. What? I loved your mother. We had an affair. After she discovered Amechi's corruption, she came to me, broken, betrayed. We found comfort in each other. No, the birthmark. It comes from my side of the family. I lied. I let Amechi believe it came from Aduni's lineage. No, I did it to protect you, to protect everyone. You lied to me, to him, to everyone. Maya stood up, her body shaking with rage. I thought Kem was my brother, she said, voice breaking. I hated myself for loving him. And now he's not even related to me? Kunle's lips parted. You love him? It doesn't matter. It matters to me. She turned on him, eyes blazing. You let me live on the streets. You knew. You could have saved me. But you didn't. I was trying. No, you were hiding. She stormed away, leaving Kunle in the silence of his shame. Maya sat on her bed, surrounded by papers, legal documents, DNA results, property records. The safety deposit box had been opened. Her inheritance confirmed. 3 billion naira. Shares in Amechi's companies, properties, offshore accounts. All of it hers. Her mother had been brilliant, planning even in the shadows of fear. But the weight of that inheritance sat like a stone in Maya's chest. If she claimed it all, she'd destroy Amechi's empire. Thousands of jobs gone. Schools, hospitals, families, all affected. But if she forgave him, could she? Would that be justice or weakness? She didn't know. There was a knock on the door. Tunde stood there, holding flowers. His smile was careful. I know you're going through a lot, he said, but I need to tell you something. What? I love you. I want to marry you. Maya stared at him. He stepped closer. I know you care about Kem, but he's your brother. No, he's not. Tunde froze. Maya's voice was low, sharp. How do you know about Kem? Everyone can see it, he stammered. Number. You've been watching me. He pelled. Who are you, Tunde? You're Demola's son. The color drained from his face. I can explain. Get out. Maya, please, get out. He left, and Maya collapsed to the floor, her body sobbing out 20 years of loss, betrayal, hunger, grief, and clarity. It was raining in Abuja. The sky wept as Maya gathered them all under one roof. The living room of the mansion where it all began. Amechi, Kunle, Ngozi, and even Senator Demola. She stood before them, no longer the starving girl outside the Trans-Kilton. She was power now. She was truth. I know the truth, Maya said, voice steady. No one spoke. Maya looked straight at Demola. You killed my mother. He smirked. You have no proof. I don't need it, she said. I have your words. She tapped her phone. The recording app glowed on the screen. Gasps echoed around the room. You've been recording us? Ngozi's voice cracked. Every confession, every lie, every threat. She turned to Ngozi. You've been feeding him information, watching me, waiting for me to fall. Ngozi didn't deny it. Kunle, Maya said, eyes softening. You were the only one who tried to protect me, but you let guilt control your life. Then she faced Amechi. You loved my mother, and your greed killed her. He lowered his head, ashamed. What do you want? He asked quietly. I want justice, Maya said. For my mother, for me, for every child who went hungry while you lived in luxury. She held up her phone. Your time is up. The courtroom was silent. Maya sat at the witness stand, her voice clear, her hand steady. Demola, sentenced to life. Ngozi, 10 years. Kunle, 5, reduced for cooperation. Amechi, guilty of fraud and arms trafficking. 15 years. Maya watched them all, pillars of corruption crumbling under the weight of truth. She had torn down a dynasty, and she had done it with words, with courage, with pain. Outside the courthouse, Kem waited for her. "How do you feel?" he asked. "Empty," she said. "Full, relieved, sad, all of it." He took her hand. She didn't let go. In the quiet of her new home, Maya sat with a letter in her lap, her mother's handwriting, delicate, rushed, alive. "My dearest daughter," the words melted into her bones. "You were born from love, even if that love was broken. You are stronger than we ever were. Be better, love harder, choose your family." Maya wept, but these were tears of healing, not of loss. She looked out at her daughter playing in the grass, little Aduni, fierce and curious. Kem stood beside her, holding their son. Kunle visited often, not as father, but as something gentler, chosen, real. 5 years later, the auditorium buzzed with energy. Maya stood before hundreds of children in one of Abuja's poorest neighborhoods, now home to her newest school. She smiled. "I was once like you," she said. "Hungry, alone, forgotten." The room quieted. "But I learned something. Family isn't who you're born to. It's who you choose." She touched the hidden crescent mark on her shoulder. "This mark once felt like a curse, but it led me to the truth. And truth, even when it hurts, will always lead you home." She looked out at Kem, her children, Kunle, her team, her family, not born, chosen. As the crowd erupted into applause, one man in the back didn't clap. He slipped out the exit, pulling a hat lower over his eyes. In his hand was a photo, a woman with a crescent birthmark, the resemblance to Maya, uncanny. He folded it slowly, his lips forming a whisper. "She's not the only one." He vanished into the crowd, and the story wasn't over yet. But what if Maya's family isn't the only one built on secrets